And I feel like the first step to like really expressing your emotions is to get intact with yourself. Work on self-love.
Being able to like express yourself as well is like a relief. You know, it's a mental health thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of men feel like it's the world against me. I have to do it. And it's just like, listen, the world is bigger than what you think.
You take so much pressure off of you. You know what I'm saying? But just holding everything in that bothered you without like pouring it out. One day you're just gonna blow up and like it's gonna affect your like daily behaviors, you know.
But that's not because I think I'm superior. I'm supposed to be this big man. Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest step you could possibly necessarily make in life. Because I'm gonna be honest, you mentioned what you mentioned. I'm not prideful, so I don't mind going to somebody that I know is supportive and talking about something that I necessarily need help with.
Like you catch yourself just being like just aggy all the times, or you quick to react, you know, aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
I can't do it all by myself.
Check, mic check, mind check. Mic check, mind check, mind check, mind check, mind check, mic 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 check.
Assalamu alaikum. We're back at it, man. Episode 8. You know, yo, before I even like start, make sure y'all subscribing, man. So, you know, make sure y'all subscribing, right? They gotta subscribe, but alhamdulillah, you know, I've been doing good with this, with the likes and comments. Keep it up. So, Sha Allah, you know, we're here today. It's your host, Salaf. Today, I have a wonderful guest with me here today, Brother Amir. He's also like he's a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the youth in the community looks up to him. But I'm gonna just allow him to like introduce himself a bit.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So, like my brother just said, I am a youth mentor. I'm also a social service worker. I'm a grad student at Hunter College where I'm studying counseling. I've been working with the youth since I was about 17 years old. This Ramadan has been my fourth Ramadan has just occurred, so I'm a reverted Muslim. Appreciate you.
Bro. But you know, we here today. Today we're here to talk about an important topic. But like before we get into it, like how's been your week though? Because I know like it's been finals week, like especially for me because I'm in grad school right now, and like, bro, like I'm trying to hold on. You know, I'm trying to get these finals done. You know how's been your week though? How's been your week going?
I think for the most part my week has been pretty good. I do a lot of like self-care activities. I take mental breaks. Like probably take like 4 to 5 mental breaks a day, just so I can necessarily like take care of myself like mentally. I just finished one of my finals. I have like one more paper to go, and I'm pretty much done for the rest of the semester. But how about yourself?
How long was the paper?
Like, 7 pages.
7 pages. Sound like?
I mean, compared to like what I had to do throughout the semester, it's not a problem.
All right. I mean, let's get into it. So, like, our topic for today is we're going to speak about men expressing their feelings. You know, like I feel like especially in society today, you know, like a lot of us men, like we've been like kind of socializing, like, you know, like we can't really show emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just want us to like have a discussion about that, you know, share like why do we think men are not able to show their expressions or emotions, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, where do you think it starts from?
I would say it's socially constructed. I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that even in Islam, you're born pure. You're born not really knowing, but you're born to be the purest that you can possibly be. But it's what society allows you to do that allows you to necessarily drift apart, and eventually you start cursing. Eventually you start moving away from Islam. So what society does is it already necessarily normalizes what they think is okay behavior. And even from the beginning of time, it starts when you're a baby. The girls to wear pink and the boys to wear blue. What that does, it necessarily stereotypes that a boy is supposed to have a manly color, which is the blue, and females are supposed to have a feminine color, which is the pink. And
then like when you really think about it, like, who's really saying this is a manly color? You know, like you know, who's deciding that? Society
creates the rules.
Yeah. All right. So like now, do you feel like men choose, like we choose not to show our emotions, express our emotions a lot, or we hide it, or like we don't know how to express ourselves?
I think men are programmed to not express themselves because of the fact that they don't want to come off as being weak or sensitive. So I think we do want to necessarily do it, but it's the backlash that we receive when we do it. We don't want to be seen as somebody that's complaining, that's nagging, that's crying, that's a punk, that's sore. So that's why we hold in a lot of anger and frustration. And sometimes we take it upon our work, we take it upon women when we start disrespecting women or we start getting into fights. And it shows because of the fact that we don't have proper conversations. Even when it starts, you're not supposed to cry. A man is not supposed to cry. A boy's not supposed to cry. Man up, man up. Those little statements, those can traumatize you.
Yeah. And then, but like, you know, I also realize, like, we receive that from like other men, but like we also receive it from like some women as well. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, let's say when you start behaving a certain way, or like when you start like questioning so much, like, yo, like, you know, why you acting like a little girl or something? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And I think what gets me a little bit upset is when you do necessarily feel some type of way about something. A lot of people are so quick to say,
"You sensitive."
It's tough love too.
Oh, it's tough love.
I love you, but it's just, you know, I just happen to love you in a really, really aggressive way. But it's like, great, I understand that 100%, but you have to meet people where they are. You can't yell at everybody. It's the same when becoming a teacher. You gotta have multiple strategies to necessarily teach every individual in the class, because everybody may not understand one perspective. You got to be able to have different dispositions so that everybody in the class can understand the material.
No, that's true too. I mean, like, as growing up, like, as just being African, like, we're told, and like, we're told about that tough love. Like, I love you. Like, I don't gotta tell you I love you. Just know I love you, and like, just like suck everything up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like, you know what I'm saying?
Why do you think that is though? Like, you being African and you necessarily have to experience that kind of tough love. Like, what do you think they preparing you for?
I guess, like, in their mindsets, it's like, yo, like, I gotta teach you from the very jump. Like, you gotta, you know, you can't feel like, you know, you can't be, don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't cry over nothing, because there's always gonna be things that you just gonna have to like battle on your own. So I guess it's a way for them to like to teach us. You know what I'm saying?
In small increments of numbers, there's only a few people in society that's doing what we're doing, and this is why we're respected the way we're respected, because of the fact that we're so supportive, understanding, patient, and willing to help. But what backfires is that there's not too many of us spreading the positive message of this is how men's supposed to express their emotions. It's more so that we have more men telling other men, or women telling other men, to necessarily be more aggressive and be emotionless than we have individuals like us three telling young men or any individual to necessarily be more expressive regarding their emotions. And that's the problem. We're overlooked.
So all right, so now in the case, right, why do you think it's easy for us to like get, like, because we're talking about expressing emotions, right? Mm-hmm. Why is it easy for us to like get, like, show our anger, but like not showing our soft side? Like, you know, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like,
no, I get it.
Why do you think is that?
Because it's because we as men, we hold so much in. You know, It's not like we have a best friend that we speak to every day, like a female. We don't have that same kind of support system from time to time. Not all women, but some women have more support system than men. And I feel like...
What you mean by that? Like, what you mean, like, support system?
You can do something, do a terrific job at it, you'll have 1,000 men hating you for it. A woman can do something, she'll have 1,000 women liking it, and also 1,000 women hating her for it. But as far as men, there's a certain amount of level of respect, because of the fact that as a man to a man, you don't want to be seen as a groupie. You don't want to be seen as a fan.
All of that.
You know what I'm saying? But that's different for a female. She's doing her thing. She's ambitious. She's independent. But let a man try to do it, you don't even know him.
Yo, and you know the thing is too, like, as a man too, like, it's like you're not allowed to take no L's. Like, you know, like, if a man failed in what he's doing, it's like alright, he's not like man enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you see if a man happens to like struggle to pay his bills, like, nah, like you're not a real man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think like all that pressure is on us, right? Because like you know, like you can't afford to like just fail. You know what I'm saying? But then with life, you cannot live without. You know,
and who do we speak to? Based on everything you just said, who do we speak to when we have those kind of problems?
I ain't gonna front. Like, I was gonna ask you that, but me personally though, right? All right, I mean, who do you think like men are more comfortable just sharing, like, you know, like just venting? You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's like close friends? Do you think it's like they're like
from a man's perspective, like another man?
Yeah, from a man perspective.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's a really tough question because of the fact that I'm in mental health. So I'm a male. A lot of people feel comfortable with telling me what it is that they're going through. A lot of people that I know personally in my neighborhood, outside of my neighborhood, they feel comfortable with telling me what they're going through.
Why is that?
And it's because of how I disposition myself. I'm not judgmental. I'm not confrontational. I'm very patient, very understanding. And what people fail to realize is that there's people that want to be just heard, and then there's people that want advice. I'm not necessarily going to give somebody advice when you're sitting here venting to me about what you got going on.
Yeah.
Unless you give me permission to say, listen, what you think about it. And that's where people stop going to people because they know if I go to this person, he's going to look at me a certain way. He's going to judge me. He's going to tell me what to do. He's going to he's going to make me feel just as bad as I was before I even spoke to him.
And like you said, and also like that trust. If as a man too, if they're going to share like what's in them, like they gotta really have that trust with you, right? I mean, like even with me, like I had a few brothers like will call me and like vent to me, you know what I'm saying? And like it's been like, especially like it's been things like where like it's like I know as a man it's hard for you to like say, especially to like another man for some reason. But yeah, like I have, and I feel like that's because of like the way how like they perceive me, right? As like like they trust me and they know like they're able to like share something with me and I won't go or I won't judge them or I won't go and like like spread anything out. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of that comes with pride too. That's why some people don't even speak on it.
So alright, so like then men like we're tackling different things as well because like we like as men too like naturally we have our egos and pride that we carry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like just with that and also just like you said just being affected by society, how we've been socialized to like alright, I'm a man, I don't feel this way. Plus the pride and ego, it just becomes hard for him to just
make sure you add insecurities too.
Insecurity.
A lot of men are really insecure as well.
Damn.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And I feel like the first step to like really expressing your emotions is to get intact with yourself. Work on self-love. Once you accept yourself for who you are and you understand what gets you upset, that's the biggest step you could possibly necessarily make in life. Because I'm gonna be honest. You mentioned what you mentioned. I'm not prideful. So I don't mind going to somebody that I know is supportive and talking about something that I necessarily need help with. But that's not because I think I'm superior, I'm supposed to be this big man, because at the end of the day, I can't do it all by myself.
Yeah,
a lot of men feel like it's the world against me, I have to do it, and it's just like, listen, the world is bigger than what you think.
For sure.
It's bigger than what you think, and it's tough because there's people that have so much potential to necessarily do amazing things, but it's their ego, their pride, and their insecurities that interfere with that.
And like for sure. But like me personally though, I think it's easy for me to express. Like if like I used to have just one close female friend, where I'm able to like call and vent to. You know what I'm saying? I don't normally vent to my close male friends. Like even if I do, like I don't share any deep.
Why not? Why don't you,
bro? Like. It's hard. Like I don't know. Like
you making it hard because you worried about what they gonna say about you and how they gonna view you.
But then because you know how like alright, like some guys as well, right? Even if you vent to them, right? They most likely, bro, you be alright. You know what I'm saying? Or alright, bro. Like they just short worded, and then that's about it. So like just knowing that, it just makes you like alright, like maybe me talking to him might not even be worth it. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a learning experience. You just learned that this person right here, I can't speak to about things because of the fact that he's not necessarily going to be the support system I need. And this is why you got to put people in categories. Who can you go to based on what situation? Who do you hang out with based on this situation? So if this person is not necessarily giving you what you need as a person that's just expressing itself, you got to find another person. You got to know who's who.
You're right now. You're definitely right. All right. So, but for you though, so have you ever like experienced like with your past relationship with anyone else? Like, have you experienced like you will not be able to like express your emotions to an individual affected your relationship? Have you ever experienced that?
Before I was Muslim, yeah.
Yeah.
After I was Muslim, no. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be perceived as somebody who's hiding or somebody that's lying. Because I feel like if I don't tell you how I feel, I'm lying to you. If I'm pretending everything is okay, I'm lying to you. I may not verbally be saying it, but physically, I'm lying to you.
So, alright, so again, but then like it comes down to whether like they're hiding it or they just either they're hiding it or they don't know how to like express that. Because I feel like maybe some might hide it, but some just bro like they don't know how to like they don't know how to like project their expressions in words. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like it comes some people.
This is when you got to become a genuine person, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know somebody's off, the first thing you should do is ask, is everything okay? How you been? What's new? Give them the opportunity to necessarily say something about something that's bothering them. If you just say like, yo, he's just acting weird, it's just like, you don't get nothing out of him. But if you generally ask him, like, how's it been? Anything new? How's the family?
So in this case, you're saying like to a friend.
Yeah, to a friend. Just be considerate. If this person like doesn't really know how to express themselves, you help them, and you help them by being generous and being open armed. Like, hey, how's it going? I like those jeans, man. I haven't seen you in 2 days. Is everything all right? You haven't gone to the masjid. Usually they're about 6:30. Last time you came at 7. That's not usually you.
Yeah.
Point out things that's unusual to you that they wouldn't necessarily think that you'll point out. And they'll look at it like, okay, I can trust him because he just pointed out a few things that I wouldn't think anybody else would do.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building rapport.
Building rapport, and it will show like this person like probably genuinely care about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So that'll make it easier for your partner or like your friends to also open up to you.
It may be tough in the beginning. They may say, "I'm just mad, yo." And that might what you get, but it's just what's the matter? What you mad about? Just now. But now that he expressed him being mad, he would express that emotion. You get what I'm saying? That's a step, small step. Then after a while, it's him or her necessarily having that conversation with you without you having to do so much conversation.
Yeah, that's a fact. And also, all right. So now, because based off right now, this is like. Because I feel like our conversation right now more towards like young adults like 17 and above who like really can relate to what we're saying. But let's say for a kid that is grown, like, because in one of my classes, I also held a session with my boys just talking about like, all right, us being able to express our feelings. Because it was a day like, normally. Like the boys be the one to be like, oh, I don't know, like they wouldn't want to talk, but they do know, but it's just because like I feel like they just hold themselves back from like telling like what's really in them, you know what I'm saying? So I asked them like, yo, like why you don't want to express your feelings? Like why you think it's hard for you to express your feelings? That's some little girl stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like, all right, so what advice you think like you could give to like a middle schooler like who's like 11, 10, like why is expressing our emotions is important?
I think it's extremely important because it allows us to necessarily understand the behavior that reciprocates. When somebody is not necessarily speaking as much, but they're doing erratic behavior, that's a concern. But if you know somebody's situation, what their mindset is like, you'll understand why that behavior is necessarily being put into place. The advice I would give, like as an older individual speaking to a middle schooler, is self-disclosure. You have to sit there and have a kid feel like you're worthy of somebody to speak to too, because what we fail to realize and what we forget is that we were once 11 and 12 and 13, 14. Yeah. So if this kid is necessarily saying, yo, this kid is at 12 years old saying, listen, I'm not disclosing myself, that's for punks. Yeah. You can sit there, yo, I used to think the same way when I was 12. What's so crazy? I really used to think the same way when I was 12. But apparently it's really not for punks. In fact, when I was 12, such and such happened to me, and I had a conversation with this person about it, and I felt a little better, and that situation never happened ever again. Give them the opportunity to see and experience, because at the end of the day, the average man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So if you sit there and give somebody a scenario, an example, they can necessarily get it and realize, you know what, that's not so bad after all, But you gotta be more open. Especially
for someone like our ages as well, right? Like being able to like express yourself as well is like a relief, It's it's a mental health thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you take so much pressure off of you. You know what I'm saying? But just holding everything in that bothered you without like pouring it out. One day you're just gonna blow up, and like it's gonna affect your like daily behaviors. You know, like you catch yourself just being like just aggy all the times, or you quick to react. You know, aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like it will help you like keep your composure at all times. You know, and like you don't have to like go out and like express yourself to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But like I think it matters the most too with the people that you surround yourself with. Like you have close relationship with is important, because your actions or behaviors are going to affect them as well. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're not able to like tell the other person like, all right, this is how I'm feeling, and whether you like it or not, but just giving your partner a chance to understand where you're coming from is going to build your relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's going to build, like, people's going to also like how you come. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you're true to yourself and you just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're kind of getting to an end too. But like, do you feel like men and women, like, all right, because basically like I guess what we're saying here is like women are like likely to like express themselves more than men. Do you think like men and women should like our expressions should they be similar? Is it like a similar way? Is it a different way? Should it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you
question.
think? Yeah, I like it too.
I really do like that question.
But before you go, I feel like I feel like we still need that, like, I wouldn't say tough love, but we still need that as a man. Like, bro, you're not about to go over there. You're not about to go and just cry about every single thing, though. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a balance. You know, don't just hold on to yourself too much. Don't let things inside yourself too much. Just know what you need to share and what you need not to share, and just like that's
like, I think the small things you don't necessarily need to worry about. It's about the big things, you know. And I think that's what us as men need to like work on. Is whenever we feel hurt about a big situation, we got to necessarily address that. Because if we don't address that, all we're doing is putting a burden on ourselves, and we're allowing that kind of behavior to continue. So if we don't put a stop to it early, it's going to continue. We're going to continue to feel some type of way, Like you said, eventually we're going to explode. We're going to become aggressive. We're going to become angry. But that's because of the fact that we never stopped it to begin with. So if it's something that's really, really bothering you, address it.
And then sometimes, like, the little stuff also add up. Like, if it's like little, it's gonna pile up. It's gonna come something big too. Like what you said, like, yeah, the big stuff we gotta focus on. And some of the little things that like, all right, I'm just not comfortable with this. It doesn't hurt to like share it. You know what I'm saying? Or like, yeah. I mean,
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Say you're married.
All
right, and your wife wants to go to a play. You don't even like plays.
All right.
Are you gonna sit there and complain to her and tell her you don't like plays, even though that's something she loves?
Nah.
Right. So it's like you don't sit there and complain about that, because at the end of the day, this is somebody you care about. This is somebody you want to be with. You got to make certain sacrifices. The same way you would want her to make sacrifices when it's NBA night.
Yeah.
She got to respect it.
Yeah.
She got to respect it. Like, look. We went to the play last week. Lakers is on. Lakers is on.
I can't.
She got to respect it, but you got to give her that same kind of energy too.
Yeah.
You know, so in relationships or even friendships, there's going to be things you're not going to want to do, but the fact that because you love and generally care about somebody, you're going to do it out of the respect that you have.
And also, like, just, I'm a person, I love, like, understanding, like, you know, like, just the other side, you know what I'm saying? And, like, obviously, we're human beings, right? We are, you know, we all have, like, different ways on how we behave or express our emotions, right? So, like, if it's, like, your partner, let's say if you were the guy or your guy friend, if you're female or guy, right? And you realize, all right, this person is like, it's hard for them to like express their ways. You know, like, it's your job to also like work around them, right? Just try to understand them. Mm-hmm. Like, some move more actions than just like verbally telling you this and this and that. Mm-hmm. Some will just like sit, like, let's say you did something wrong, and like, you know, like, I feel a type of way. But then, you know, it's good for you to like ask, yo, like, you good? Like, what's wrong? I noticed that, you know, you're not feeling this. You're not looking like yourself. You're not feeling like yourself. You know, you want to talk about what happened, or like some people are like more like if they want to show you like they really like love, like they have love for you, like they will do things. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, even if it's not like money, like it could be like you said, like just asking the person like you know their well-beings or like taking them out. You know, so like it's upon us to also like to try to like see those things. So like you're able to like read your partner, like see like just understand how they move. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. You gotta be very observant.
Yeah,
you just gotta observe the behavior. You gotta know people's triggers. What gets somebody upset, especially when you're dealing with them, whether it be a friend or a part or significant other. You gotta be able to know those things so that you can necessarily be aware of what you do before you go out and hurt somebody.
Yeah. And me personally, I'm still working on it. I used to suck at it. I'm not gonna lie. Like especially when it comes to like the opposite gender. I used to suck at expressing my feelings or emotions. Like I just keep it short.
What do you mean keep it short? Like give me an example.
Like yo, like all right. So let's say like a potential like all right. I want someone.
Mm-hmm.
I was let them know like all right, like this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like so if that's saying you're cool with it, you're trying to like take a look into it, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the type to say you like yo like just really get in my feelings and be like, nah, I really want you. Like you know that's something that is.
So when it's that one that you really, really want, you're really interested in, you put that pride to the side. But when it's somebody that's okay and you feel like, you know, I'm doing her a favor because she's dealing with me, it's like, so look, come over here.
So you say is the pride at that point?
Depending on the woman, yes, it is the pride. Because if you see a candidate that you really, really want, really want,
you gonna
that's like, come on. It's like,
yo, bro, but like I'm not gonna lie, like it be take. Let's say if I'm on the phone, it's gonna take me a while to like for me to like really say, like if it's on something like I speak my mind all the time, but like I said, like I'm getting better at myself. But like this is like for everyone else, like feels like you know you're not like if as long as like you telling yourself that yo I want to like better myself, this is something that as all men we need to like see and try to like better ourselves in, you know. Because I feel like a lot of men go through like this, like not be able to like, express themselves because of whatever reason that is, or because whether the way how they were raised or the socialized or like maybe like past experience, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay, you know, just like you said, like a wise man, you learn from your errors and mistakes, and like, you know you grow from that. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're gonna like you know we might have a part 2 of this, we might have, but like I love how we tackled this topic today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did our thing.
You know, I hope to see you soon on more episodes.
Yo, let me know. Let me know. Just let me know.
Sha Allah.
Yeah, I definitely support as much as I possibly can.
Sha Allah. You know, thanks so much for coming today. Everyone on Mind Check. Yo, make sure y'all subscribe. Stop playing. Subscribe to that, man. Subscribe. All right, like, subscribe. All right. Assalamu alaikum.